everybody. Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. How is everybody today? Happy Tuesday. It's been a while. I think it's been since Friday, right? So I thought I would definitely hop on and update you all. I'm a hot mess, but that's as per usual. And today I have the Twinkies. And then also in the background is my new little guy, Noah. The Twinkies, I am going to just simply change their little onesies into other little onesies and brush their hair and chat with you all. Oh, and you can see AZ's head over there. He's sitting on the bed, so he is behind me, but I'll be blocking him a bit. To those of you new, hello and welcome. This is my Reborn channel. I am a Reborn doll collector. This is my Twinkies right here, Twin A and B by Bonnie Brown. My newest little guy is the Owen Sculpt by Laura Tuzio Ross, and behind us there, that's AZ, and he is the Azrael Sculpt by Georgia Pagot. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but y'all haven't seen the Twinkies in a while. So here's Benjamin. He's such a sweetie. I miss having the Twinkies. I have them out in a basket. I do keep it covered a lot, but some of the babies I do keep in the Hope chest. There's Berlin. I do keep in my Hope chest, and I kind of rotate the babies. The Twinkies have never been rotated. They've always been out. They have their own basket that they've had since they arrived to me, and they're just there. So I don't buy a whole lot of clothing for them or change them too often. I do like to, brush up their hair and get them changed, especially if it's been several weeks where they've been in the basket, even though they're covered. So I'm just cuddling Berlin here. So I have had a busy number of days since Friday. I'm going to go ahead and just start changing the Twinkies into, these are the onesies that came home in their box opening. Berlin's is pink and it says smart and strong like my mom. And Benjamin's is gray and it says mommy's little man, and it has a little mustache. So they're just cutesy onesies here. So yeah, it's been busy, which is why I haven't been on. We did have a death in the family. It's something, this happened prior to, not this weekend, but the past weekend before. But the funeral just happened yesterday, and so, kind of been going through that. And of course, because it is family, I haven't really shared and, won't be sharing any details, because, I feel like, that's my family's privacy. I choose to be public and on YouTube, but, my family, doesn't. So, it's just not, it was an unexpected, it wasn't like, oh, my grandma, died of old age, or somebody we knew dying of cancer passed away. It was an unexpected, difficult, for sure. So, yeah, going through that. And then Sunday, Father's Day, I had the stomach flu, and I was not even able to go. We were not able to go to my parents. That's what we were going to be doing, and see my dad for the day, because, I had the stomach flu, and I certainly didn't want to get my parents sick either, but I was really, quite under the weather. So, but we are going to celebrate next Sunday, actually. My daughter, Noelle, my 17-year-old daughter, is graduating on Saturday. So we have our graduation. And then Sunday we are going to go to my parents and we are going to celebrate a late Father's Day. So that is the personal, whatever, that's going on. And today was Gabriel's last full day of school. He has a half day tomorrow and Thursday, and he's done. He's out for the summer. Can you guys believe it? It's summer. It's here. Are your kids out of school? My daughters are. My daughter Destiny yesterday afternoon, I had to go up to the school to teach a CPR course, but other than that, the girls have been done, and Gabe is he's done, and today was his last full day, so I can't believe time is just flying by. So Renee did a really interesting video. Hi, Renee. Over at Raendom Reborns. She's a good friend of mine, and I don't think I even commented yet for you, Renee, but she did a really interesting video. I think it's posted yesterday. Kind of just a discussion video about your preferences in collecting, which of course we do a lot of that, but this was an interesting one. I've never seen this topic really come up, so I thought it was really interesting. As far as your preference, her question was and is, do you prefer a doll would you prefer to have a doll in your collection that is very is very photogenic and very real looking, as far as for photos and videos, that just has that very, looks hyper realistic on camera, but maybe in person doesn't give you that wow factor, or that realism, or whatever it is? Or would you prefer to have a baby that maybe, depending on how you position it or whatever, in pictures or video, doesn't look as realistic, but in person, that baby just absolutely wows you and looks very real, and just, that sort of thing? I thought that was a very interesting question. Now, recently, I brought home, as those of you that have been here know, that, I brought home a new baby, which is Noah back there. He's my first painted hair baby, and Noah looks very, very realistic for photos, and I think on video, although I haven't actually watched my videos ever to see if he does in fact look really, that's a good question. Let's hold him up. And of course this is with the camera turned the other way and not looking at details. So, but here is little Noah, who is the Owen sculpt, and he's my first painted hair baby. His hair is painted absolutely just gorgeous. I love this style of hair paintings. Let me see. So I'm just gonna hold him here in my arms for a minute so you can all get a look at I'm not sure again on video if he looks as real, but in pictures for sure he's very, very, very photogenic. Absolutely. But definitely in person, he's just not as not as detailed, say, as the Twinkies, for instance, have heavy mottling, lots of veining that you can see. Their creases are very dark. Their knees are very red. The bottoms of their feet are very red. Their cheeks, and it just looks, like they're just very, detailed, and the depth of the, just a lot of depth. I'll hold them up in a minute. That Noah does not have in person. It's more of a dolly look in person. Although holding him like this, looking down, he tricks you. But, looking at them and comparing them and the limbs and the painting, well, it's two very, very different styles of painting. So my answer to that question is I'd rather have both, because that's what I chose to do. I wanted to have, and I've been wanting that for a while, and when Noah came up, I had loved the Owen sculpt. I wanted the Owen sculpt, and an added bonus is that Noah looks so much like my son Gabriel when he was born. So, when I saw him, I was like, he's the right baby for that look and the painted hair, and for what I wanted for to have fun with the photos and things of that nature. He was right for me. But if I could only choose, one baby, if I was that limited in my collection, I would definitely go with, a baby that, to me in person, that I, has it all in person. Now I'll hold up Benjamin for you. Now he is, again, I described the painting on Benjamin and Berlin, which is true to most of my collection. Like, you can see all the veining on his forehead, all the, capillaries and the red cheeks and the just, everything. But you all can tell me on camera, what do you think, as far as the realism? And of course, all of my babies have rooted hair, beautifully rooted. He has the swirl. I don't have it combed very well, but he does have the swirl. And I just put it up top there a little bit. So, you can tell me in my arms, what you can let me know what you're seeing on the video. I'm curious. I may pop back and look at this one to see, and I'll get Berlin in my arms as well. So just in comparing, babies sleeping babies of similar size, etc., etc. If I was going to compare like AZ over here, well, he's an open-eyed baby. He's an AA baby, a little different. To me, I like babies with big personality and lots of character, and that's more what I'm drawn to over all else. And then if they have that realism, it's like the cherry on top, for sure. But I love, lots of personality and uniqueness in my babies. But again, I was able to, do it so that I can enjoy kind of having both, because I'm super, super into the, doing the photography. I love posting on Instagram and sharing my pictures, and, it's a lot of fun for me. So, what's a video without that, right? Yes, Gabe.
Go back on Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes, go ahead. He's going back on Nintendo. So I'll pick up Berlin. And of course, Berlin, the twin A in general, has that little birdie mouth, the open mouth. So, twin A is maybe more realistic, like when sucking their thumb, or sucking on a bottle or a pacifier. And of course I have to fix her hair. It's, but I don't know. It's funny. I really do want to watch this video to look at the babies in it and to see like, as far as videos, photos, I know, the difference and what the babies look like. So we all talk, a lot about our preferences as Reborn collectors. all the time. Like, it's a discussion that goes around all the time as far as what is your preference? Sleeping babies, awake babies, larger babies, smaller babies, realborns or sculpts, toddlers or preemie, you know the deal. It's like, I know I'm repeating myself, but I've never heard this topic. Would you, what is your preference of, realism in photos? I don't know. I just thought it was a really, really great, topic discussion. So you hit a good one, Renee. It's thought provoking, and it's also makes you kind of be honest with yourself. Like, oh yeah, I wanted a baby that's gonna be very photogenic, and maybe I'm being, a little bit shallow, that, the baby doesn't, maybe have that total wow factor in person, as other babies. So it's, you're you're being honest, what I want it to look like on camera. But, as collectors, that's, I think it's nice to talk, openly and frankly about, what we enjoy and what our purpose is behind, collecting and what we're doing. And I will pick up sweet Noah again. And he is, I have something to change him into, so maybe I'll do that really quick, and I'll put the Twinkies over here. I actually do think that the Twinkies look very, very realistic in photos, but you have to pay attention to the way that you're posing them. Like I said, Berlin, which is twin A, like the most realistic way for her to look is sucking the thumb or have a pacifier, because if you just photograph twin A just laying there with the mouth open, it doesn't look very realistic. Whereas a baby like Noah here, you can pretty much plop him down in any position, in any background, and he will give you that look of realism on camera for sure. And I really enjoy that I don't have to futz with his hair, to make his hair look right for photos and things like that. So he's definitely the perfect baby, for photos. Actually, I don't have his short sleeve onesie out, and I was gonna put a short romper on him. So let's see. Let me hold him up. He's got a long sleeve onesie, but at least you can see his legs. He's more of like an old school style of painting, I think, more of a classic baby look, but you can look, you can see, there's, not heavy on the creasing or anything, you don't see like redness and veins and things like that, but yet, again, he looks very realistic. I'm not sure on video, but definitely on camera. So, he little guy. And like I said, he has a special, sweetness, because he does look very much like my son Gabriel, and I love the sculpt. And look, I always come on here and give the details on the babies and how I'm feeling about the babies, and I'm always honest and give, my honest opinion. That's just what I do. So I certainly, again, I am very, very much enjoying him, for sure. Right, little buddy? And it's funny looking at him in photos. You're just like, wow. And he's so peaceful. He's so zen. He has a beautiful, beautiful, peaceful energy about him, for sure. And I really enjoy holding him, because I never have to worry that his hair is messing up. And like when I lay him down on my arm and take him up, you know, his hair's not matted in the back. I don't have to quick and run and grab the brush. It's nice. It's fun. So that's you have Renee's question there, which of course I'm going to put a link to her video below, so you can head on over and watch that and get the question, you know, from her and leave a comment on her video. But another question is, so now that I do have a painted hair baby in my collection, I'm curious as to what you all prefer, painted hair or rooted hair or both, or, you know, do you have a strong preference for one or the other, and why? Because that's also, you know, again, I'm finding the pros. You know, I've definitely found the pros to having the painted hair, and this will be my only painted hair baby. You know, I am, for the most part, all, you know, I really like, you know, them to have, you know, the rooted hair. But I'm enjoying having that part of it in my collection. So, you know, again, back to Renee's question, if I could only choose one, it would be, you know, the other, you know, to have that, those, you know, babies that have that wow in person, more or less. And I do prefer rooted and stuff like that. Not to say that rooted babies can't look very realistic and photogenic. I guess it's just all about the babies that you have in your collection. Do you all have babies in your collection that are extremely photogenic, that fool people in pictures all the time, that people say, oh wow, that baby looks so real? And what do they look like actually in person? I'm curious. I am curious. So, I have the handset. So, I'm sorry, guys. So, before I wrap it up, I will let you say hello to Ozzy. He's still got his bunny tail outfit on, which of course it's blistering hot out. You can probably start to see me glistening, I will say. Glistening. Because I did turn the air conditioner off, so that you didn't have that noise in the background. So it's getting warm for sure. So he is definitely not dressed weather appropriate. And I was gonna do a changing video because he's got an adorable swimsuit that Kimberly sent with a really cool shirt that goes, it's just a really nice, I want to put that on him. But I decided to bring on the Twinkies, and I thought they would be, you'd all like to see them, and that they would also be kind of good for the demonstration of the discussion, you know, that I decided to follow up with Renee's discussion. So you can all say hello to Mr. Ozzy, and I'll hold him up so you can see. Look at that face. Oh, he is just, he's my munchkin man. Mwah! Those lips. Just kiss those lips. He is just, oh, he's, you know, this is, you know, what I have to have in my collection. For sure, what I have to have. And, you know, again, and the Twinkies too, and you all know how very special the Twinkies are to me. But, you know, they're all special. And like I said, this little guy is really special too. And I think they all, you know, each baby in my collection does bring, you know, something different, which is fun. And I strive for that. You know, I enjoy that, you know, to have the diversity in my collection. I don't want to have all the same. I mean, I do have two Saskias, but Nicholas and Kenzie are very different from each other. One's a boy, one's a girl, and they're completely different. Kenzie has, you know, dark brown human hair and green eyes, and Nicholas is a blonde hair, blue eyed, you know, and again, boy, girl. So they're, even though they're the same sculpt, they're very different characters, very different babies. And I love when they are, you know, very unique and just have their own, you know, very unique aura and personality. big personality. Like you all know I named Asir. Asir means one with a captivating and fascinating personality. If you all haven't met Asir, if you're new, stick around. He'll be on. You can go in previous videos and see him. But Asir is very, very special to me. He is absolutely my heart, and I'll bring him on soon. And I have to get Marley on too. There's many babies, and I have my toddler Aubrey. I know she hasn't been on a lot. I got her and I said I was gonna do all these toddler things, and she has not been on a lot. I'm just finding it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to change a toddler, to take her out of the space that I have her in. It's just I'm on the fence of what I want to do, actually, because it's just, as much as I love her, but we'll see. I'm not making any, decisions like that. I'm just making reference to that she hasn't been on because it's just so much more work. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It is almost a half hour now. So if you're still here, sitting here listening to me yammer, thank you so much for being here. I know that there is hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands. I have no idea. Don't quote me on that. But there's lots of Reborn channels out there. Lots and lots and lots of Reborn channels out there. So that if you're here with me and you're hearing what I'm saying now, that you've been listening to my video all this time, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you all here. It's always a pleasure when you all comment. I do read all of my comments. I do acknowledge all of them. I try to comment back or write back to you all as much as I possibly can. But I always read them. I always see them. I always read them. I always give a heart or a like, and I will often respond. So please comment below. Don't forget on your way out to give this video a thumbs up, please. Or a thumbs down if you didn't like it, but I can't imagine. I've said this before, you're sitting here all this time if you didn't like the video. Anyways, it's good to update you all, and I hope everyone has a fabulous rest of your week, and I hope to be back on track on more of a daily basis, or at least every other day. But yeah, I did have some personal stuff going on, which is why I've been absent for longer than I usually am. So but that's life, and life happens, and life calls, and life goes on outside of YouTube and Reborns and all that, of course. So we all have to handle life first, right? All right, everyone, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you all next time. All right, God bless.